It's 7 o'clock. We'll call the June 11th council meeting to order. Would you call the roll, please?
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Briggs? Miller?
Yes. First item is approval of minutes of the May 29th work session.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes. Next is approval of minutes of the regular session of May 29th.
Move to make a motion to approve.
I have one little correction. I talked, did you put it on in the permanent minutes? Okay, so I talked with the prior. So there was just a change where Chris had came in and said he arrives instead of he arrived. So it was just
Didn't arrive, you arrived.
like he always comes at that time. So she started correcting.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a motion?
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes. First item under new business is bill number 2018-40, an ordinance calling for an election in the city of Mexico, Missouri on the question of imposing a 1/2% capital improvement sales tax. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. As council is aware, the current half-cent capital improvement sales tax, which is being used to finance construction and repair of streets, curbs, gutters, storm sewers, bridges, drainage ditches, culverts, and other capital improvements, will expire June of 2020. The attached ordinance calls for an election to extend the half-cent sales tax. Voter approval would allow the tax to begin July 1 of 2020. As council discussed at their March 23rd, 2018 work session, the need for street system improvements and construction and repairs of capital improvements is needed throughout the community and continued the need. This action will not increase the tax, it will just extend the time of the current one for collection. So in order to place the matter on the April 2nd, 2019 ballot, it is necessary to notify the election authorities by January 22nd of 2019. Our purpose for notifying even a little earlier is to let the other taxing jurisdictions certainly know that we're going out at that particular election. By choosing the regular municipal election, there's be no additional cost because it's our election already by choosing that election. There is a 1-year leeway. That way, if there are also issues because of the law that requires a minimum of 1 year between elections on this question, and then it also allows us, from a budgeting point of view, from a multi-year, so that we know, as we're preparing budget, why it's important to do it in 2019. Therefore, at this time, staff recommends council proceed with the 2 readings by title only and pass each of the attached ordinance. And the ordinance has been posted its required length of time.
Questions?
This tax has already been voted on.
We've had it in place 20 years, and this is the renewal. 30?
So it's not a new tax,
Nope.
and it's just continuation of the old tax, basically.
Mr. Carl's pleasure.
Make a motion that we read bill number 2018-40.
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Bill number 2018-40, an ordinance calling for an election in the city of Mexico, Missouri on the question of imposing a 1/2% capital improvement sales tax, designating the time of the holding of said election, and authorizing and directing the city clerk to give notice of said election. I move for passage of bill number 2018-40.
That was
Two.
Oh, I mean for second reading, sorry.
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Bill number 2018-40, an ordinance calling for an election in the city of Mexico, Missouri on the question of imposing a 1/2% capital improvement sales tax, designating the time of the holding of said election, and authorizing and directing the city clerk to give notice of said election. Now I move for passage of bill number 2018-40.
Second.
Williams.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Next item under new business is Bill 2018-41, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign change order number 2 with Chester Boss Construction Company for the 2018 asphalt construction program. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Chester Brothers, Chester Bross Construction Company was our company for our 2018 asphalt work, and we're looking to do some additional work that was in the budget, and to cover the resolution, Drew Wilford.
Good evening, Council. As Bruce mentioned, this has been budgeted out of the wastewater budget. This is going to be for various improvements around the wastewater treatment plant facility. These improvements are outlined in the resolution. These include some milling and overlay in various areas, but also overlaying some of the current rocked area of the facility to have that now be an asphalt parking area. So we talked with Chester Bross on this. We did not get it included in the original bid, and so this will be change order number 2. The first change order was for a time extension on the project. As you may recall, they're actually setting up a temporary asphalt plant in Avaz for a lot of MoDOT work that they have, and that's why we were able to get some fantastic prices for our current 2018 asphalt program. This change order will increase the cost to $21,200. $28,000 was actually budgeted for this expenditure, so we would recommend proceeding with reading by title only and passage of this resolution. Do you have any questions?
Pleasure.
I'll make a motion I read bill number 2018-41.
Second.
Williams.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Bill number 2018-41, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign a change order number 2 with Chester Brothers Construction Company for the 2018 asphalt construction program. Move for passage of bill number 2018-41.
Second.
Williams.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Okay, next is Bill number 2018-42, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign a change order number 3 with Chester Bross Construction Company for the 2018 asphalt construction program. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Your Honor. The Audrain County has asked us to do some additional work for them. This would be a pass-through that they would pay for. They would like to piggyback off of our bids and do this work at a reasonable price. And to cover what's being done, again, we'll turn to Drew Wilford.
As Bruce mentioned, they're partnering with us on this one for some better pricing. This is going to include, if you all remember, the building which was demolished just on the south, maybe the northeast corner of Monroe and Jefferson. That's going to extend now their parking area into where that building used to be. So this is going to be an overlay of that entire area there. They're planning on using county forces for all the prep work, so this will only cover the asphalt and the labor associated with putting it down. That comes in a total of $9,000, which will be reimbursed by the county. I do have confirmation of all this, and the commission has been working with us on this one to get this done pretty quickly, and I appreciate Marcy especially for kind of staying open late for me on getting this put together. I think it was late on Friday, as I recall. So thank you, Marcy, for getting this put in there. Do you have any questions?
I move for reading of bill number 2018-42.
Second.
Williams.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Bill number 2018-42, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign change order number 3 with Chester Bross Construction Company for the 2018 asphalt construction program. I move for passage of bill number 2018-42.
Second.
Williams.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Other business, staff report, purchase of mobile video equipment for the Department of Public Safety. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Your Honor. As part of the budget, we planned for the purchase of video recording equipment. To cover the bids and the details of what we're purchasing, we'll turn to Chief Rocket.
Dr. Shivers, gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity. I've got a few slides that will help break down our purchase. Replacement, we'll be replacing, we hope to replace current in-car video equipment. We bought it in 2009. And it is, some of them are working, some of them are not, and the only thing worse than no video is hit and miss video. Then that always is called into question. Here's a photo of the old stuff, which in 2009, that was pretty sporty. And it doesn't look like that anymore at all. You can see it's very cumbersome, and the playback is in the mirror, which is one thing that we did not want within our next purchase. This is a look at some of the numbers that we've got from the bids that came back for 8 in-car video systems. And I was able to, Digital LI did not put their stuff together in the same format as the other, but through parsing it out, I came to about $84,549 for that. And background on the companies who submitted the bids. Utility is a relatively new company, only about 2 years in the field. Stalker, we have bought other things from Stalker in the past, and we've kind of had a bad experience. Digital LI, like I said, has the monitor in the mirror. And Axon, which is also Taser, and Axon and Taser are now in a patent infringement lawsuit, and also Digital LI, there's some words that they may be sold. So based on all this, from talking with people that I know were using things, we recommend WatchGuard. And here's what it looks like now. With the monitor is up here, all touchscreen. Most of the people that I talked to that had a hearty recommendation recommended WatchGuard. More affordably priced, friendlier user, our user-friendly configuration. We can send links directly to other agencies like the PA's office and things like that directly through the downloads, and it gave us our overall lowest 5-year cost. So in the 17-18 budget, we were allowed $90,000 for the purchase of mobile video recording equipment, body-worn cameras, and a cloud-based digital evidence management software. We advertised in the Ledger and mailed to 5 vendors, and 5 bids were received, with WatchGuard video of Allen, Texas submitting the best bid. The WatchGuard video included the installation of an integrated interlinked system of hardware and software for the mobile video recording equipment and digital evidence management software that is cloud-based, and the body-worn cameras were an option. The mobile video recording equipment would be permanently mounted in the DPS vehicles, and the vendor would provide training, maintenance, support of hardware, and software for 5 years. During the consideration of the bids, the video equipment utilized in the interrogation rooms and interview rooms became inoperable. Therefore, it is being recommended to proceed with the purchase of the mobile video recording equipment and the digital evidence management software, and use the remaining funds to purchase replacement video equipment for the interrogation and interview rooms. And we would consider the body-worn cameras in a future budget. So we recommend the purchase from WatchGuard.
Because I don't understand, are we accepting a bid of $50,000 or $80,000 for this year?
50.
$50,000. And then above the $50,000, between the $50,000 and $90,000 budgeted, you want to use the extra money to replace
The in-house videos.
in-house video.
Right. Which
That's
we...
not on this bid.
No. We received that on a grant several years ago, and that the upkeep was all we have invested in that.
So, when we got our weekly letter, I want to say that we didn't, how much did we think that was going to cost to replace I didn't think it was
About
that much.
$14,000.
Yeah.
So we still have 5064, so we still have 26,000 for cameras, for body cameras, which I would have loved to see those numbers here, because I'm assuming that if we go with WatchGuard video on this, we're going to have to go with WatchGuard video body cams.
If we
And the
just,
same with any of the others. So
if we
it'd be-
decided to.
So, I mean, what do the prices look like on that? Because a lot of these are close. I mean, they're not ridiculously apart. So, I mean, what does that look like when you add in the body cams to that? And is it that much more? I mean, it's 30,000 more.
The actual cameras are nothing. I mean, they're negligible price, but the storage for them is just insurmountable. The storage for all the things that are going to be recorded on that, and after it's recorded, the keeping it for an indeterminate amount of time, and so that's why we decided that we would trade that off and push that to a different budget.
So did they give you numbers? I mean, because we put this out for bid with body cams.
Yes, and I've got most of them are intermingled, so it was a matter of taking everything apart, and I did not set aside numbers for body cameras only.
But that would have put us well over budget,
I believe so,
if I understood the numbers right.
because of all of the bells and whistles that go with it, chargers and downloaders and storage and all
No,
that.
I completely understand that. My thing is I'm saying
Yeah.
this is going to be for 5 years. So whatever we pick today, if we're going to do body cams in the next 5 years, we're going to have to use their body cams.
And
which is
that
gonna
would have
cost
been
us.
our recommendation anyway.
But would it make the budget numbers? Would it have still been the cheapest bid with their body cams?
Over the course of the 5 years, I don't know.
Because we're not really buying just this. We're buying this plus body cams at some point.
And there's been quite a bit of discussion on the body cameras and the Missouri Sunshine Law, which Missouri really hasn't addressed it yet. The storage on the issue of forever, that's an ongoing cost that for us right now is astronomical, believed to be. And then the fact that Missouri Sunshine Law can ask at any time anybody to say, hey, we'd like to get a copy of that guy I know that
For his birthday
for
party.
his birthday party, and so until the state kind of lines that out a little bit better, we're electing to hold off. Is that fair?
Do they not have that ability? I mean, so we don't have to do that with these cameras? We don't have to keep it for 5 years? With the cameras we're going to install, so we can delete that stuff? I mean, what's the difference between that and the body cams?
The amount of information that it would record. This is going to record when those car cameras are turned on for car stops and different things like that. The body cameras can be going all the time.
Body camera's on all the time they're working. This camera's only on when they punch it on.
Or if there are several triggers. There are a lot of different
Right,
triggers.
Some triggers.
Right.
But you're cruising around the square, that's certain.
Yeah. Okay.
Charles, please.
You have heard it, you want to announce it?
I would have just liked to seen something with the body cameras, because, I mean, I know how this works. Sometimes companies will say, well, we'll give you a good deal on this, and then you're stuck with our equipment for the next 5 years, so we can jack you up when you decide to get body cams. I don't know if that's the case, but I don't have numbers really to say whether that's the case or not in this situation.
You don't remember those numbers at all?
And off the top of my head, I would have to dig through all of this again. But the numbers for the purchase and the numbers for the storage are going to be two different things. So that was our issue, major issue.
Once we seen those numbers, we wouldn't have recommended that purchase anyway.
Would it be fair to say that if we were to pass this tonight, that by sometime in the next couple of weeks, I mean, whenever you talk to these people, you could say, does your body cam price last for a year?
Certainly.
And get it in writing so that if we decide to add, that we're, whatever good deal they're giving us now, or even negotiate, what kind of good deal would you make with cameras? We might want them in a year.
Yeah, I think if we've already got their video cameras, that we'd be able to do that pretty easy, but I'll make sure.
And then give us the information. That's what we want, at least to be able to make some kind of decision. I have a problem with this, but...
Right, this is it's a good bid, it's just for 5 years, and I understand we may not want to do it today because of sunshine laws, but it's also possible the legislator could come back next year and say, you got to do this is going to be a state mandate now, so, because they've been talking about that too. I mean, they've been talking about a lot of things with body cams down there, so.
Okay, so we need to put it on the table and vote it up or down. Somebody needs to make a motion. Either that or we have to pass and go on.
Could we have the body cam numbers by next meeting, just as a comparison?
Certainly, I'll parse that out. The technology, if these things were if these were like everything else, lasting 5 years is probably going to be its legitimate life with anything that we have like that. We can get the body cam numbers, but it's still going to be, there's going to be a lot of more costs incurred with that. That's why I was willing to kind of jettison that in favor of the in-house cameras, which we are required to have.
I have a problem with this at all. Kind of based on what Chris is saying too, and being as a negotiator on things, want to know the price of body cameras. We don't know how long the price is good for. While we have them here, let's find out what this is.
Am I
You
correct
have
in
to
that?
remember that you have to bid that. You
Oh, I
can't just
understand.
negotiate.
Yeah.
Well, they already bidded that.
We already bid that as an
We already
option.
bidded it, right? We already bidded body cams,
Yeah.
right? So we're just asking for more.
May I interject? Now, just so I'm clear, Ms. Rocket, you did say that the body cams actually aren't that expensive. It's the storage and everything else that has to go along
The storage,
with it.
the maintenance, the time that will be spent by getting those, retrieving that information will exponentially increase the amount of time we spend on video.
Right. And then
And that's why, a lot of places are still seeing it as time and cost prohibitive.
right. And then so and the fact that it's being in the cloud doesn't help it out that much because you still need to have the hard copy here, correct?
Right.
Thanks.
I have one stupid question.
No stupid questions.
Storage. If you've got a phone or or you get a Galaxy or Apple, whatever, you send your photos to the cloud. They take both of them. So if the body cameras are cheap, it's the storage got to deal with it. The storage would be the same with any company, wouldn't it? Or
Not
wouldn't it?
necessarily.
Okay.
Depends on what the company uses as their storage source.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So the company that owns it,
Cloud's not free.
No.
the company that owns it has to be the one that stores it.
No, you could actually you store it anywhere. It's just-
Okay. That's what I was wondering, yeah. Okay.
I don't normally make motions, but if you all vote, I'll make one for you.
Well, I just go ahead and I'll just make it.
Okay, make it.
I make a motion, we buy the Watchdog video from Allen, Texas.
We also need to add the in-house video with that?
No.
No. We've moved forward with that with emergency purchase.
Okay, that's right. Excuse me.
If we approve this, though, then do we lose our negotiating power? They already got us.
With the lack of the second, the motion dies. Somebody seconded it.
Well, I'll make the motion again then. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I make a motion to approve the purchase of body cameras
Yeah.
for $50,000 from WatchGuard Video.
We're not buying body cameras.
I mean, you know,
Let's just
mobile
start.
video camera equipment.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes. Next item are the approval of various boards. And these, I'll get these down here. Is this a mayor's appointment?
The first one's a park board appointment, which is city manager. So I will cover them, and then then we'll get to the mayor, one of you would like.
Go ahead.
Okay. So for the park board, currently Adam Henderson, Judy Cordy, Mike Kulis, terms will expire June of 18. Ms. Cordy is not interested in reappointment. Mr. Henderson and Mr. Kulis are. Therefore, and we've not received any other applicants at this time that's interested, even after advertising. So with the city manager appointment, I'd make the recommendation that we go ahead and appoint Mr. Henderson and Mr. Kulis and ask that the council confirm that recommendation.
You need a motion?
Need a
Second?
motion?
I move that we approve the appointments to the park board.
It really should be concur.
I concur.
You concur with the
Because
city
he makes
manager's
the appointment
recommendation.
and you're going
Gotcha.
along.
I concur with Teresa's recommendation.
And I need a second.
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Now, in the Mexico Housing Authority, the resident position on the board has become vacant, and we've actually received 2 applicants expressing interest. The resident applicants were received from Amy, is it Prater?
It's great.
And Chadwick Fry. Both our applicants have been recommended by the Mexico Housing Authority Board, which is part of their bylaws. This is a mayor's appointment to be confirmed by the council. And so this one, Mayor, you'll have to identify which one you wish to move forward.
Well, not knowing either one, just reading their bios here and doing a little bit of checking, I would recommend Amy Prater to be appointed to the Mexico Housing Authority Board.
I second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Actually, I think we need to step back because you made the recommendation, so we need the same type of motion.
It's the same,
Yeah.
you're making the appointment, they're
So then we gotta concur. I
they would-
concur on
You
the
concur with me?
I concur with you on that.
So I need a second.
Second.
Yeah, all right.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes. Next is payment of the claims.
Make a motion to pay those.
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shivers?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes. Next item is council comments. Begin with you, Ray.
I got a few things. One is when I talk about the half-cent sales tax at the beginning, and I know some people watch this video, so I wanted to make it a couple comments is I've had some people approach me about, we already have some of the highest taxing in the state as far as the sales tax, but I would remind people that that is not the city in that situation. It's because a lot of other interests have come to the well and voters have approved them. Our tax is not out of line with any other community out there our size. Also, I would also mention that we need this tax more than ever for the simple fact that the road district now gives us zero money, even though all their budget's almost entirely funded by the citizens of Mexico, Missouri. But they've decided on their own that they don't want to contribute anymore. So that means we need this money for our own roads. So that being said, I'll move to my next thing. The house at the top of Jackson Street is still not finished, and I thought we're going to have a solution to that with our new codes. And I mean, this has been, I'm sure, 3 years now or more. So where are we at, and what are we doing, or what can we do? Did we solve this problem with the new codes, or? It's a detriment. It's a detriment to the value of homes around there they're trying to sell.
Is this at Jackson and Agricultural?
Yes.
Yep. Same.
There is a time limit on permits, on building permits that have been active in the new building code. So if they are not making satisfactory progress, we can revoke the permit. So then if they would continue to work on it, that could be a violation of municipal code. That would be a matter in municipal court. Now, I'll have to defer to Rita on the status of that, but I know she and I in the past have talked about it. we've talked with Mr. Redmond, and I think you have him coming back now on a part-time basis because we haven't been able to find a full-time person. That's the extent of what I know.
Our building permits are good for 1 year at the time that his was issued. It states also in there that they're showing significant progress. We go out and inspect, and they do a little progress, and so you have to look at what does progress mean.
Right.
You go in and you spend X number of dollars putting the roof down, or X number of dollars doing something, and at this point, he was told at the last time that we issued that permit to him that he would not receive another one. So if my memory serves me right, I think that permit would expire in July or August of this year.
Yeah, to give you an idea, we have another home like this on West Breckenridge, 721. We actually have an order from the city manager to demolish that home. That homeowner came forward with an engineering plan. And so we issued a building permit for it, and the building inspector is making weekly inspections. We get progress reports on it. We actually have the case pending in court on it. So it's not like we're asleep at the switch.
No,
We're watching both of those.
I just want, Ron was the one that bought it up probably a year or two ago.
Well, that's why we asked that we put that time limit in the building code so we could have a little more, for lack of a better word, teeth in enforcing the permit.
Yeah, and I know that they've had some issues, but I mean, like I said, this has been probably at least 3 years that we've been doing this. So I'm like, okay, what's significant progress? Like, come on now.
Besides another tarp on the roof.
Right.
Well, why don't we check on that, and we'll get back to you on it, have it to you before the next council meeting.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And then usually I don't bring stuff that affects, me and my business and stuff, but my boss wanted me to ask, who owns the manhole that sticks up about 2 feet off the ground out there in front of our store? And how can we get it fixed somehow?
That has been the subject of a pretty good dispute. I'll let Kinsey chime in on that, but there's a dispute there between the private property line.
It is a city manhole. Apparently, when the driveway was built, it wasn't adjusted as it should have been. And the developer who puts in the driveway is normally responsible for making those adjustments. And that's where the dispute comes in, I think, between property owners and developers there.
Is it on, probably be wrong, Rural Walter property, or is it on Precision Eyewear property? Of course, I'm not saying that right, but you know what I mean. It seems to me it's not in the concrete section, it's in the asphalt section.
Actually, I think it may be on McDonald's property.
No, it's not ours.
I'm 100% sure.
It's not ours.
Okay.
It's on the property next door.
Okay.
I believe it's on the north property.
Yeah,
It's in the asphalt half of the driveway, that concrete section.
I don't know exactly where that line runs. But
Yeah, because we had him, and the reason we ask is, the reason my boss is asking is, he's like, I've just spent a ton of money on the inside of the store. We're getting ready to have the entire lot demolished out and redone, and yet our customers are still going to deal with a horrible situation there. And he's like, I'm spending all this money, and people don't. You know what? That's McDonald's. That's what they're gonna say, right? That's what they already say. Well, why don't they fix their manhole? Well, I can't. Yeah, I can't fix it. It's not on our property. It's not us. So, how do I come to a resolution? I mean,
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we identify exactly where it's at and which property owner it sits on? And if you're already going to be doing some work,
yeah,
maybe there's a way to couple that together with your contractor and get it fixed.
Well, that was going to be the next thing I was going to say. Is can we partner up? Can we do something?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Figure out. Let's get it fixed because it makes it all look bad.
Right.
Besides being an eyesore, it's dangerous also, so.
Well, there's a lot of cars that bottom out on it.
Yeah.
Come over that. So, you know.
Mr. Nichols?
I have a lot of things. Chad, is the playground equipment at Lakeview done?
No, not completely.
Okay.
A lot of it's done.
Are they going to have benches for the parents to sit around? Good deal, good deal.
That'll probably be the last piece that goes in.
Yes.
When you see those go in, it's done.
Because he'd asked me about that, so I was at Garfield Park, and they've got it, and it's great to have benches around.
Yeah, there's 2 benches right north of the parking lot, and there's another one at the far end of the loop.
Okay. So great, glad to hear that. And I don't know how else to get this across, but about once a month, I get questions about how come we keep raising the water rates, or how come we keep having water pipes break, or how come we did. Mexico, Missouri does not own the water company. Mid-America owns the water company. So maybe they'll see this on the camera knowing that. Okay. So,
You want me to say that on the radio in the morning?
yeah.
If she asks.
Seriously, do that, yes.
She asked.
Yes, ma'am, you're next.
Well, glad to see that we are updating the video cameras. Look forward to seeing the other, information to see how we can get all the storage, because I'm sure it's going to be a pricey thing, and as we're approaching the next upcoming budget year and subsequent ones, seeing how we'll be able to handle that in a manner. Looking forward to seeing Miss Missouri this weekend. So I know that brings a lot of people to the area and good for business, and it's a good thing. Living the dream.
That's my line.
I said it.
Mr. Slagle?
I have nothing else this time, Your Honor.
Okay, the only thing I have is I may need some help from Chief Rocket back there, because I'm going to be a policeman in Annie, and I may need to know how you're supposed to be. You can give me some instructions, maybe. That's all I have. This is time for public comment. If you would like to make a comment, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and please try to hold your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing nobody moving forward, I move for adjournment.
Second.
Williams?
Yes.
Shepherd?
Yes.
Gable?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.